now with the unofficial start of summer. We're looking at a warning about pool safety as many kick off swim season this Memorial Day. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darien Sutton is here with what you need to know. Dr. Darien, we're learning that you used to be a lifeguard, which is so useful for this. Drownings are on the rise, especially among children. It's one of the leading causes of death for kids under age 4.
Yeah, before their first class in kindergarten, the number one cause of death for children are drowning and swim-related injuries. There are some important statistics that everyone should know about. Recently, just under 5,000 drowning deaths occur each and every year. That approximates to about 1 death every 2 hours. Now, the majority of these we've seen increasing rates among black communities. We know that there's a complex historical significance there, but it still stands that many adults simply do not know how to swim. It is Memorial Day weekend, pools are opening, so such an incredibly important time to remind ourselves about the basic facts of pool safety.
Yeah, I was just with a group of moms and kids talking about this at the pool earlier in the weekend, and people really are thinking about it. What are the best things they can do to prevent a drowning?
Well, I think number one, making sure that we're having open and honest conversations, especially with the children that we can talk to, and also remembering that as a parent, these things can happen right under your eyes. In fact, more than 80% of drownings that occur at home in residential spaces happen with one or both parents are present. Wow. And then when you're buying those swim-related clothes, making sure that and I see you're nodding, making sure that you're picking colors that are not distracting, that you can easily see. You want to pick colors that are not the same color as a pool, bright neon colors, and then those flotation devices. Those can often form a false sense of security. You want to make sure that if you're going to use one, it needs to be a safely secured, Coast Guard approved life jacket.
Critical. Also, we know that CPR can be so important, especially immediately when applied after an emergency. So walk us through it here.
Well, I've got a mannequin here. This was provided to us by the American Heart Association. Whit, you're going to help me demonstrate. Okay. So this is something basic that we all can do. The first thing you want to notice is that if you notice someone is unconscious, you want to tap to see if they're awake first. You just want to say, "Are you awake? Are you awake?" Try to scream their name. Have someone call 911. If you don't have someone, grab a cell phone, dial 911, put it on speakerphone, and now you're going to get to work. So you were demonstrating great. Right. You're going to place both hands right between the nipple line. You can see that Whit has his elbow locked, and he has his shoulders over his hands, and he's going to compress down about 2 inches, and he's going to go to rate about 150 compressions a minute.
Sing the song, Whit.
The song that I always sing is "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. So
staying alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. You want to continue this 30 compressions. At the end of 30 compressions, if you can, give 2 breaths, but if you can't for one reason or another, continue compressions. What Whit is doing right now is using manual compression on the heart. This is so vital, so important, because when the heart has stopped and it's stopped pumping, you don't get blood flow to the brain, the kidneys, all the vital organs, so you are taking over for their heart, which is why it's so important.
Dummy was actually telling me at first that I wasn't going hard enough either.
Yeah, that's a great
something to
point.
keep in mind. Like, you do have to really, right? You have to apply some serious pressure.
At least 2 inches down, and most importantly, you want to allow recoil. So when you press down, you also want to lift up and allow the heart to fill up with blood so that you can push down again and do the job that you need to do.
And in 10 seconds, why are the numbers different for women?
You know, one of the reasons is simply because of bias. I think there's a lot of fear and stigma that comes with seeing someone who might need help. We see these statistics with bystander CPR with women and people of color. I think it's an important reminder that we are all human, and that when you see someone in need, you need to jump in and help. Early bystander CPR can increase your chances of survival by over 50 to 70%. So making sure that you're starting as soon as you can.
And real quick, doctor, if you're doing it on kids, you're just going to use 2 fingers?
Well, you can use one hand if the child is, depending on their size. You want to get 2 inches of compression. So if that only requires one hand, then certainly true. For infants, it's a different discussion where we would use our hands, but we have to start with the basics here.
That's a good
So
question,
helpful.
too. Yeah. All right, and for more life-saving CPR information, just check out the American Heart Association.